you can design things in a way that is going to get you closer without all this extra stuff. Because a lot of people will have that mentality of, okay, well, I got to burn it all down and start over.
So many of us are type A, and we have to be like the very best at everything we do that, you know, we forget that there's more power in like building community and making sure that we can like support each other. Like it's just amazing what we can do like together.
We actually have an event called the NxtGen Masterclass, and it's all about me leveraging my friendships and relationships from the retail commercial world and bringing it into school nutrition.
We're doing some amazing things in there, but we are our own worst enemy because we don't know how to tell our story right.
All right, here we are. This is the first episode of season 6 of the NxtGen podcast, and I'm up in DC hanging out with some friends. And Bettina and I have been chatting about doing this for a while, and she loves introducing people to her friends. I'll do the same. And here we are. I met Nicole and Stacey through Bettina, and we're gonna do this thing, right?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, so let's get some intros real quick. We'll do you last, Bettina. So Stacey, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Stacey Williamson. I am a researcher at Johns Hopkins University in the Food and Nutrition Department. I've been there for about 2 years now, and I also own a business called Just Feed Me. And that's where I help registered dietitians kind of streamline their processes if they're CEOs or business owners. Yeah.
All right, so now I have to dive in right there. What we were talking off camera just now, and Bettina was like, "Are you going to talk about your other business?"
And she was like,
You didn't see the eyes. You didn't see those eyes.
Oh, that's funny. So
She bullied you. She bullied me.
why didn't you want to talk about it though?
It's called great pressure.
Well, it's not that I didn't want to talk about it. I just figured that I was gonna, talk about Hopkins more and,
Okay, well, what do you research at Hopkins?
So we research food systems in Baltimore City.
Okay.
And so we look at particularly like East Baltimore area, and our whole goal is to really just increase access to nutrient-dense foods in food deserts, which is like pretty much what East Baltimore is.
Okay. So not in outer space?
Not in outer space.
Because, Bettina, whenever you introduced me to her at Fancy, you said you had an astronaut friend that I had.
Yeah, yes. Not an astronaut. I've never been to space.
Not around here.
I've never been to space, but I have worked on a weather satellite that is currently in space. Orbiting right now. Yeah, I worked on weather satellites for like 7 years. I contracted out for NASA, NOAA. So we worked on different weather-focused projects. So
What's the acronym for NASA again?
Oh, don't start.
I mean, that would have classified you as
You don't remember.
National Aeronautics. And
Yes,
Space.
that. Yes.
I think that would qualify.
So we're going to come back to that, 'cause I'm curious why you made the switch from working on satellites to food. We'll come back to that.
Okay. Yeah. That's a story.
All right, cool. Black stories.
I can't wait to hear it. It's a great story.
Okay, cool.
It is.
All right, Nicole, your turn.
Hi, I'm Nichole Taylor. I am a food service director for Great Valley School District in Malvern, Pennsylvania. I have about 5,000 students, 7 schools. I also oversee 4 parochial schools. And formerly, in my former life, I was a chef.
I did not know that.
Chef Nicole?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yes, chef.
What was your favorite cuisine to prepare?
So funny, I love baking, but that was not my specialty.
Okay.
And my chef at my culinary school made it very clear that that was not my specialty. So he said, you may love it, but it does not love you, and that I should specialize in sauces and I should work to be a saucier. I really love commanding the kitchen, to be honest with you. Like, I love being the expediter. I loved ensuring that every single dish came out correctly. I loved working the grill. I loved working I love building sauces, stocks, all that kind of stuff. So
She's a good expert at her school system too.
I am, yeah. I take pride in presentation. So yeah.
Speaking of presentation,
Are you listening?
I was gonna go there. That's where I was going. So
You can cut that
So you said that your chef said maybe you shouldn't be like do pastries or baking or whatever, right? Did you appreciate the honest feedback, or would you have wished that he or she kind of like, I don't know, sugarcoated it?
Oh heck no, not at the time. I was really hurt. Like I really wanted to be a pastry chef. Like I just thought that was going to be my thing. Hindsight, looking back, I see it. It is a very competitive field. I am not that artistic. I see some of the works that some of these people are doing with cakes and even with pies and pastries, just period. Just the chocolate work, the detail. And I realize now my patience level is not where it should be to be a chef, to be a pastry chef. So I am glad that for his honesty now.
Yeah.
Initially, I wasn't. I was able to move up though. So I went to California, worked at an amazing resort. Shout out to Indian River. And I worked my way up to sous chef there. And that's really where I learned the most and really got into fine details and what it really looked like and presentation of food and, you know, really being able to command the kitchen and talk to staff, but also talk to our customers to see what they like. So,
Okay.
yeah, I loved it. Yeah. But I've met you before. I actually, this is not my first podcast with you. Like I've done side podcasts, but I kind of commandeered a podcast one day. You were with Reggie. And I stopped and talked to Reggie and kind of hijacked and squeezed myself in. I was like, I'm just going to make my way over here and talk to you. So, yeah.
That's funny. So
yeah.
that was an interesting couple of days for me because at that time the company was new. So NxtGen Network was brand new. And I believe that was at National Leadership Conference.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And back then, still to this day, Reggie's like he's a friend and a mentor to me. But he was also the president for SNA.
I didn't think at the time he was the vice president. He was like coming up, like he was about to be the president. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And SNA didn't like me like crashing their parties, I guess you could say. So little did they know that one of my friends works for the company that owned and managed that particular hotel. Really? So whenever I found out, and I'm a disruptor, like back then, I guess it was kind of like immature of me to do this, but you know, I like perking the bear a bit, right?
What did I get at it?
So, I think it was the first season of our podcast. So it was just audio only, and I got a cabana at the pool. I was on podcast all day long for 2 days, and SNA was hating it. And then on the last day, Reggie wanted to do a podcast, but we obviously do it inside for Reggie.
Yeah.
And it was funny because where he wanted to sit was right in front of like where the whole like SNA like meeting was, and I couldn't cross that threshold to go over there because I wasn't part of the national leadership. So Reggie's like, oh, well, let's just go sit right over here. And, like, there's glass windows. They're all watching. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, they're going to kill me. I'm never going to be able to come back again.
Yeah. And now And I walked by and was like, hey, Reggie. Just, like, popped my little stuff right in there. I didn't know they were doing a podcast either. Marlon was like, so we're doing a podcast. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. He's like, well, it was kind of like, well, introduce yourself now. Like, you're here now. I'm so sorry.
No, but that was fun, though.
It was fun.
You did that.
Yeah.
You did that, so thank you.
I honestly was thinking, he probably is like, what a hog. Like, she just wants all the attention.
You can have it. Yes.
It's like, sorry.
That's funny. All right, Bettina, what's your story?
Oh, well, it all started on a snowy day. No.
Fights with Applewhite.
So I am a registered dietitian. I have worked in schools for over a decade and I love it, but my passion really is into making sure people have access and understand their cultural foods.
Yeah.
And that is part of like a healthy lifestyle. So if I can bring it to schools, that's great. If people can understand that, like you don't have to give up your family favorites in order to like be healthy. That is what my mission in life is right now. So
But you're also like a celebrity chef too.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Like, you can't ignore that role.
Yeah.
Okay, astronaut. Yeah, so, okay, since you're trying to pry it out of me, I've also done a little bit of television work.
Yeah.
I was featured on Top Chef Amateurs a couple years back. It was lots of fun, and so that gave me a lot of bolster to say, okay, this is really important what I'm doing, so let's just go for it full throttle. And so now I'm consulting full time. So yes, making my own schedule.
That's nice, right?
Yes.
So what did you learn being on Top Chef Amateurs?
Everything. The BTUs on a real stove is definitely different from what I have at home, and and it really was about adaptability, creativity, all the things that I learned in school nutrition and being a dietitian, going through life, just traveling, all the stuff culminates into this one little 30-minute episodes. And it's tough to put all that into one little package, but it was a nice start to being able to figure all that out.
So, would you ever do another TV show like that?
I feel like I did with you a couple months ago.
That will be coming out soon.
Great plug, by the way.
You are good. So what was the concept of that show called? This is School Meals.
That concept was a school chef versus a celebrity chef. He did a Food Network show, and I put him through the paces of what we're gonna have to do in order to create a nice school meal. And using those regulations, but also still making sure that the food is tasty and the kids love it. So
that was a fun episode, and I cannot wait to release that one.
I cannot wait to see it either.
That's coming us in. Oh, that's awesome. So, talk to me about space.
The place I've never been.
This space, outer space.
Talk to me about how it was to be an astronaut. Exactly. That's what I really want to know. I only went to space camp.
Oh, I see. I didn't even do that.
You didn't have to. You worked at NASA.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about how it was there.
Okay.
It was very nice and really kind of competitive, but in a good way. People were just on their P's and Q's. Everyone had a role. There were processes in place, very type A, how I like to work. So it was really great. I mentioned earlier that I worked on weather satellites. And specifically, so, you have two components really to a satellite system. You have the physical satellite that goes into space, which I have not been. And then you have the ground system that communicates with the satellite. And so it pools all the data and all the images from those satellites and make sure that data is accurate and, processes it on all that stuff. So I worked on the ground system for a particular weather satellite. And it was fun. It was intense. It was high stakes. There was just a lot of moving pieces. And it was great.
How many satellites are up there?
How many? Well,
yeah.
So a lot. And you have satellites. You have U.S. satellites, and then you have European satellites, and you have Japanese satellites. So there's a lot. There are a lot of satellites. Yeah.
They're not using their one centralized satellite.
Oh no, because that would honestly that would be pretty impossible. Not impossible, but it wouldn't give you real time data. So the satellite that I worked on that's still orbiting, it focuses on one spot on the Earth, right? So the Earth is split up into these disks, they call it, and so that satellite is trained on one disk, and so it can scan the full disk. So think of pole to pole vertically, and it can scan the full disk in 15 minutes. and then it can scan the continental US in like 5 minutes.
So,
And so you can get that data very quickly, and it looks at like volcanic ash, smoke, eye of the hurricane, like all these kinds of things that are helpful for forecasters and researchers as well.
what's all of that?
So do you have to have like a lot of math in that? Is it more math or is it more like physics?
So it's definitely more math, and it's definitely programming, a lot of programming. So I was a software engineer, so you're going to do a lot of programming with that, a lot of coding.
So are there like hundreds of satellites up there? Are we talking like thousands?
I would say, so they rotate.
Okay.
I would say hundreds.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I'm getting super nerdy. How long does a satellite last? Like, what's the
Oh.
lifespan?
So it depends. But you can have a satellite that is like 10 years that's still working. This one, the one that I worked on, which is just called GOES 16, geostationary. That was
something?
It stands for geostation. GOES stands for Geostationary Operational Environmental Satellite.
Okay.
And so that one launched in 2016. So it's
still
up
on.
there, huh?
Wow.
Uh-huh.
So where does it go when it's done?
So sometimes it'll come back.
So it just kind of falls back to the earth,
And sometimes it just
floats out.
Oh, wow.
It depends on if you can retrieve it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Another nerdy question. If the satellite just kind of floats away, does it ever get caught like in orbit and potentially come crashing back down to Earth?
I mean, so it hasn't happened.
Not your satellite.
Yeah, not my satellite. It would never.
It's been trained well, all right?
Yeah. She drank it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's a possibility.
Yeah. I'm just curious. I watch fun sci-fi movies.
Right.
Who knows?
He's contacting Ethan.
So how did you go from that to registered dietitian?
Love that question.
So
So
sorry, I'm just so curious. Like,
On the list.
She's doing it again.
the attention hog I am. Sorry. My bad.
No, I love that question. I get that question all the time.
Yeah.
From astronauts, from space station to dinner table. How does it happen?
So
That's your new set. Space station to dinner table. Have at it.
So I've always loved food and nutrition since I was a kid. And when I was 11, that's the first time I got cable, and I came across Food Network. And I said, oh my God, there's a whole channel devoted to food? What? But at the time, I didn't know registered dietitians existed. And I thought if you wanted a career in food and nutrition, you either had to be on Food Network or like write cookbooks, like that kind of thing. So, time goes on. I go to college. I major in computer science. I start my career, all the things. I was 26 when I finally realized that registered dietitians existed. And I think I saw one online, actually, like on Instagram.
Is it Bettina?
No.
It's not it was not Bettina. So I was like, what the heck? It's a registered dietitian. What is that?
Yeah.
So I looked it up. I was like, oh my God. But I was knee deep into my career at that point. I'm like, I'm not going to switch. That's crazy. So that was that. I'm like, oh, that's nice. It exists, whatever. So then 4 years later, COVID happens. I was a non-essential employee, so I got to work from home, which was so nice because I was commuting like 3 hours a day. It was insane because I'd go to parts of DC, I'd go to Greenbelt, Maryland, which is NASA Goddard's campus. I would go to parts of Virginia. I'm in the car a lot. So now I'm working from home. I have this space and like clarity, and I love working from home. People aren't knocking on my office door, not asking me for anything. It was so great. So then I was like, there was like a voice in my head that said, well, let's revisit this whole dietitian thing. So I looked to see what it would take to become a dietitian. And at that time, the master's requirement had not yet gone into effect. Now you need a master's. Then you only need a bachelor's, and then you do your practicum. So I'm like, oh, I wonder if I can like slip under if I can like make it before the deadline. And so I started working from home March 2020. August 2020, I enrolled in my undergraduate program. And I just went for it. I was in class spring, summer, fall, winter. I got my bachelor's in 2.5 years.
Wow.
And then I went on to do my practicum, which is just 12 at that time, it was 1,200 hours of like hands-on work. And then I finished, and then now I'm registration eligible. And I can sit for the exam whenever I want, but I haven't yet.
I'm just pushing her too.
Yeah.
I'm pushing her too.
What are you waiting on?
I haven't yet. So I'm going to tell you this, and this is one of my gripes about, and you'll see me talk about this on LinkedIn, because I kind of, I have Twitter fingers on LinkedIn.
Yeah, she does.
One of my gripes.
Entertainment.
One of my gripes about the industry is that they make it so inaccessible to a lot of people. And I know for me, like, so your dietetic internship, your practicum, it's a full year and it's unpaid. So you're doing all this work, it's unpaid, it's full time. And it's hard to work during. I did, but
Because she's an astronaut, so
That's easy.
Right.
But that whole, because, I went so fast, and you can't even apply for like federal loans and things like that because it doesn't work. So because I feel like, I fast tracked everything, which was so great, but that took a lot of my time. And so now I'm like taking a breather. I'm, getting settled. I'm at Johns Hopkins. I'm loving the work that I'm doing, and I still get to use all my nutrition background, but it's like I don't have to rush because I've been doing that for like the past 3.5 years. So now I'm just like taking breather, and it'll be there. The test will be there when I'm ready.
You just take the test.
So I was thinking the same thing.
Just take the
So
test.
we're gonna enroll. Right? We're gonna get started on getting that testing aside up. Yeah, we'll give you signs up.
Just kind of time. You can do it on the computer.
So with peer pressure here today, huh?
Yes.
There's so much.
So,
The eyes. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get a sign.
So do you miss not coding? Do you miss software?
So I still do it here and there. Like I actually just wrote some code for one of the projects I'm working on at Hopkins. And we're actually on 2 of the projects I'm working on. We're developing mobile applications, which is nice. So like it's still there, and I get to still use that in my personal life as well. So it's not gone. It's just kind of transformed, and I get to apply it to a different industry, which is really nice.
Okay. Talk to me about your side hustle.
Oh, just feed me.
I love that. She's like, oh, I'm excited.
She got it?
Exactly. She didn't even want to talk about it. I don't even understand what in the world is happening.
So Just Feed Me is my business I started maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
And it's evolved. So when I first started, I was actually a food stylist and photographer.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
I've used her services.
Yeah,
Let me
she-
just
yeah,
say.
she has.
You still do that?
Yes, because I have used her services. Thank you very
Hi,
much.
can I get you for my school district to take
Yeah.
pictures so we can put them up? Like,
Yes.
oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
She's great.
Thank you.
You like just downplayed yourself so much, and it's just like I feel like I'm opening a present, like just more
I'm
and
an
more like
onion.
this coming out of this box. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, so I got my first digital camera probably when I was 14. And I have been snapping photos as an amateur of food ever since. I don't want to snap photos of people. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. Food always. So I had joined this Facebook group, and I was posting photos of my food. And then this group had like over 150,000 people, and they're all doing the same. So we're just like sharing our photos. And so the owner of the group DM'd me. And I'm like, oh God, did I do something wrong?
Yeah.
She DM'd me and she said, hey, I saw your photos. I'm like, oh Jesus, I did something wrong. I saw your photos. Can you do that for me? Oh. She goes, what would you charge? Oh, I said, no. So that was the beginning. I actually did not even mean to start that. That was the beginning.
That's so awesome.
It was amazing. And the lady had it out.
What?
And she had like 1 million followers. I don't know how many she has now on Insta, but at the time she had 1 million followers. And I was like, oh my gosh, you want me to do it? So
awesome.
that's how that started. And then, so I still do that occasionally. But now I focus. Like, look at you.
Look, I'm so happy.
But now I want to bring my process improvement, business operations, tech background that I got in my 13 years in corporate, bring it to dietetics. And so I've been helping registered dietitian CEOs and business owners kind of up their processes so that they can scale and have a bigger impact, but not have to work as much.
So what does that look like?
Oh, so it depends on where someone is in their business, but the methodology and the framework you can apply at any stage. So if you're early, if you're mid-career, or if you're like ready to get out. I had actually a registered dietitian CEO who was like, I'm kind of done. Let's get my processes in place. So either someone wants to buy my company or someone can move in as CEO. So what that looks like is I do a deep dive, pretty much an audit of their business, which can get a little uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
But it's just pulling back the curtains and seeing what's happening, no judgment. And, you know, it's really important for my clients to make sure that they know you're okay. Like, you've done so well up until this point and you will continue to do so well. So, like, don't beat yourself up. So I do a full audit and then I ask them, well, what do you want? Like, what do you want your life to look like? Because now let's design a business that will support the kind of life that you want. Because, right?
Yeah, like that's how it always starts. Everyone, when you're going for process improvement, when you're trying to figure out what's the next step in life, it's always about what do you envision for yourself? And then let's figure out how to get there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because your business really is an extension of you. Mm-hmm. It really is. And so it's like, well, if you're not a people person and if you don't want to have a lot of time with people, why do you have one-on-one services? Why are you doing that? And you're the one doing it. Why? Yeah. So it's like, okay, let's stop for a second. Let's take a deep breath. And I always say, grab a fun bev. You know, we're going to be relaxed and tell me, what do you want? Like this is not a dress rehearsal. You get to live this life one time. What do you want? And then we go backwards and reverse engineer.
Man, you do so many different things.
I'm telling you. I'm thinking, do you do this for people? That is so awesome.
Thank you. So I have, not professionally, so like I have
space to please. That's what we're
for like friends and family because, you know, I'm type A. I mentioned that earlier. And so I have like, I don't know if you guys know ClickUp or like a bio. Yeah. So I use ClickUp for my life. Like it's in my phone, it's on my laptop. I need it. So I do it for my personal life and in my professional life. But yeah, so I have done that for, you know, people's personal lives.
How often do you like self-check yourself? Like, is it every 6 months? Do you like kind of stop and go, okay, let me reassess. Where am I? Where am I trying to get to? Am I meeting my own personal goals? Like, how often do you do that for yourself? Again, sorry, right?
No, great
like, I'm like so into this now. Like, wow.
I love this. So I do it typically every 90 days.
Oh, wow. Really? That often?
Mm-hmm. I do it every 90 days.
That's how she gets so good at everything.
Right? I'm like,
she is not trying to be stagnant.
No. I
might do it like, what?
Yeah, every 90 days.
Every 25 years?
Oh,
like,
no. Your life is over at that point. No.
No. At 25? Oh, my God.
Life is done.
Marlon, we got to hang it up.
Yeah.
I've been insulted. I'm leaving. Clearly, my life is over.
All my life is over. No. So every 90 days, I check to make sure that I'm following my schedule. My life schedule, if you will. But I do like a task check every Sunday. So like I reset every single Sunday and I plan out my weeks and then my tasks always tie back to my goals. So if it's something that is not tying back, then it's okay if I do it. And I'm like, okay, if it's like a fun thing or whatever, but it's a way for me to stay and check and make sure that I'm not doing like busy work, which a lot of people can sometimes get into that trap of. oh, I'm appearing like I'm moving, but I'm not really doing things to move the needle.
So, like, I have a friend who will advance or regroup ever so often, but it ends up that she's moving cities at the same time.
Oh.
So, like, how do you find the space where you don't have to, like, uproot life, but also make changes or, like, oh, I'm doing a 90-day check. Now I want to be a dietitian. I went from space to the plate. That's what we're talking about.
I love it.
Or, I'm going from food photography to whatever, but I don't have to make drastic changes that are impacting my surroundings.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is it goes back to making sure you know what you want, like truly what you want, so that you can design things in a way that is going to get you closer without all this extra stuff. Because a lot of people will have that mentality of, okay, well, I got to burn it all down and start over. But you don't have to. And so it's just about picking out your top priorities. It's kind of like how sometimes people will start their day with their top 3 priorities. And then once that's done, you've had a successful day, even if you don't do anything else. It's kind of like that.
So it's really about being very clear and concise and true to yourself.
You have to be
what you want.
You have to be, because our lives currently, as they are now, is a result of the habits that we've had over the past 5-10 years, right? And so it's really about, okay, who do I want to be? What do I want to experience? What do I want to have? And then who do I have to be? What do I have to do to then be able to enjoy those things and have those things?
Wow. You're awesome, girl. You need to write a book.
Well, have your own
like, you got us like, you got us like just, we're all just mouth open over here. Like, wow. Yeah, I don't want to go after her. Mic drop, we're done.
We're done. All right. It was thanks for having us, Marlon.
But I would definitely love to talk to you more about like food photography and styling and ClickUp. So my team uses ClickUp, and it's like the bane of our existence.
What?
Because
don't cuss at me.
no, you want to love it. It's just you can do so much with ClickUp.
It's
It's
overwhelming.
hard. Yes.
Because it's not out of the box.
Yeah, and we just need someone to be like, hey, this is the process.
So now you got a new client.
Do it. Like, stop trying to do it all these different ways. Like, we need some ClickUp help. Awesome.
And food photography.
Seriously.
No kidding. Schools really would utilize that. If they had it, they would utilize it, because the biggest thing that we're trying to do is change people's perception of school nutrition.
Yes.
But we can't do that when you see publications out there and they show the worst looking macaroni and cheese they could possibly find to represent school nutrition. You're like, that's not how ours looks.
I love it.
And so to be able to present to them what we're feeding, especially to those districts who are paid districts, you need to see what your child is actually eating. It's not over processed. It's not heat and eat. We're doing some amazing things in there, but we are our own worst enemy because we don't know how to tell our story right. So having someone to be able to snap pictures of this is actually what's in the kitchen, that is amazing.
Yeah, I love that you said that, because I think registered dietitians have the same issue where other people have been telling that story, and it's all branding, right? Like, all about branding is the name of the game. When you have the right brand, you can get what you want. Exactly, know what I mean? Yeah, no, I love that.
I love everything you guys are saying, because we actually have an event called the NxtGen Masterclass, and it's all about me leveraging my friendships and relationships from the retail commercial world and bringing it into school nutrition, because I feel like I'm all about school nutrition, right? And I feel like we're always competing with restaurants, and we don't have the same like marketing dollars to spend, the same training that they get to train on how to take a perfect photo and the time to do it, right? So we actually had a masterclass where we taught on food photography, videography, and both of those, like how to film your program, even if all you have is a camera phone, right? And then a marketing strategy class. But that food photography class was a hit. I mean, they were all great, but everybody loved the food photography class, and we need more of that in school nutrition.
I think I found a new branding person as well
I think so.
for the masterclass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
April 2026.
Oh,
Yeah, it's already out there, right?
It's already out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Trust me, I get the next to do stuff.
He's beyond 90 days.
So hopefully you don't change again.
Right. Trust me, I saw it. I was like, oh, I'm going this year. Right, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
No.
Yeah, we hold it at a hotel. I'm sorry, what's it called?
In Orlando,
Celeste
right?
Hotel in Orlando, which is a Marriott boutique hotel, and if you partner with Rosie Collins, they train a lot of Disney chefs,
Oh,
Disney
wow.
and Universal Studios.
Yes.
So yeah, it'd be great to have you come down. That'd be a ton of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
Do I get a fighter's fee?
I think you might.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Speaking of finding, how'd you find them?
Oh, so these people are so amazing. So, okay. So Stacey I found through Livlin Gill, who was our Academy president in the, 24, 25 year? I'm like, I already don't know what year it is.
Oh no,
It was 24, 25? Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah.
And Stacey was working with Livleen, and Livleen is awesome. And so she introduced me, and actually we met at a dietitian meetup in Baltimore.
Yes.
Yes, that's what happened. And she was just like, oh, so there's like this, at that point, I think the show had just come out. So
Yes. I was like, oh, I'm next to a celebrity. Like, what
yeah,
is that?
it was hilarious, but we clicked when we were talking about like why I chose Top Chef versus another show, and it was because it was all about the food. I don't know if you remember this,
I do.
but it was like, it's because it's all about the food. We didn't want to be worried about like, oh, what's going on as far as like the cattiness or the gossip about the show. So we were like, oh yeah, I didn't want to be in like the green room like, oh yeah, I don't like this girl because she used paprika. It wasn't even the smoked chili powder. It wasn't even the smoked kind of paprika. So, I didn't want to be messy. So Top Chef was just good standard, all about the food, all about the technique. And that's how I want it to be. Because dietitians have this like branding problem that we don't know about food, or we don't know how to cook food.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I mean,
Yes.
there's a little bit of truth to it.
Yeah, that's so true.
But I wanted to make sure like we step into our space. We know food. We know good food. We know how to make it healthy. Healthy doesn't mean tasteless.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, that's the biggest thing with registered dietitians. It's not so much the. I think most people think they don't know how to run. Like they don't know anything about the kitchen. Why are they overseeing the kitchen? Mm-hmm. Whereas with us, like with chefs, they always go, well, why are they ahead of the program? They don't know anything about like what it actually takes to make this a real nutrient dense meal. And do you know what I mean? So I always felt like, well,
It's the operations versus the menus.
Exactly. Can't we just like marry the two and just be a really awesome and amazing district as opposed to, just kind of being separated and.
So that's what I like about school nutrition is that we're very like collaborative. We're not as competitive like in restaurants where you have to like compete for the same like customers. Mm-hmm. Like we have districts, so they either come to your school or they don't come to your school. And what we want are all those children who are there to eat with us because everyone knows that our meals are the healthiest. Right. Mm-hmm. So that's what we want. We want to make sure that we are providing them with something that they want to eat, that may be new, maybe familiar, but something that is delicious as well. And so that's what I think, like, as far as like you were talking about dietitians working in school nutrition versus chefs working in school nutrition. I think it's dietitians are so used to the competitive edge and nature of like the field because there's only so many people out there, but we can do so many things, but still there's like that competitive nature of a dietitian. So many of us are type A and we have to be like the very best at everything we do that, we forget that there's more power in like building community and making sure that we can like support each other. Like it's just amazing what we can do like together. So that's why I have to have like Stacey in my life so that I can, learn all the wonderful things. That's why I have
space.
Go to space, trying to get there, like move over.
Get there.
I'm trying to get there, like. But like great chefs like Nicole to make sure that we are like building good menus for our kids. Like, so that's what I do, Marlon. I try to make sure that I surround myself with good people and that I introduce them to each other so then we can, like build something amazing. Like rockets that go to space.
And feed all the
other satellites. And feed the kids.
We can have one in space. Exactly.
Yes. We have school field trips.
Yes.
To the moon.
To the moon.
And we feed them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Delicious, healthy food.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Nicole, what is your favorite thing on your menu right now?
So last year was my first year at this district. And I walked in blown away by the creativity of the chef. We have a lot of vegetarians. We have a very high vegetarian population. We have a very diverse population. So being able to walk into the kitchen and actually see authentic, real meals there was a lot of thought that went into it that were designed specifically to cultivate that togetherness for our students. I absolutely loved. I think one of my favorite things, hands down, would be the macaroni and cheese because we do hide a bunch of veggies in there. And the kids don't know and they love it. But for our students, if you asked our high school students, it would be the artisan grilled cheese and homemade tomato bisque soup. They absolutely love it. Yeah, that is their favorite meal.
Wow.
We actually are doing a campaign this year, and what we did was we gave them a questionnaire. It had 4 questions on there, just very brief. 1, do you eat lunch? Do you eat school lunch? How often do you eat school lunch? What is your favorite meal? And if there was one, give me a positive message that, regarding your favorite meal. From there, we selected groups. So you might play football. You might be in the theater club, chess club. One male and female from each of those groups, and they're going to take a picture behind our Nourish wall, and they're going to take a picture with that meal, and we're going to make posters out of them and send them to the elementary and middle schools, promoting our meals. So that way our elementary and middle school students could actually see their community members, brothers and sisters, with their favorite meal to help create that sense of belonging and hopefully something to look forward to as well. If I eat in the cafeteria, one day I could be on that poster as well. So we're kind of promoting using our own students as a
That is awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
So have you ever done anything with like student influencers?
We have not. So I'm slowly dabbling into that area where we can get more. We're going to start off really slow. So we're going to work our way through. We do a huge international week at our high school. It's really awesome. Like at the end of this week, they all come together and they do this really neat showcase, dance, music, food. But we want to be a part of that every day. So we're going to slowly start off by having our high school news crew capture what we're feeding them in the kitchen that week, because each week we want to highlight a different culture and really kind of bring that to the forefront. But we want to do it right. And that's my biggest thing. I don't just want to have food out there just to say, oh, well, this is from this country and not represent that country well. Because I would be very offended if someone just slapped what they thought was soul food on a plate and said, well, this is, and I'm like, well, that's not how we eat it, or that's not how we make it. So I really want to be very cognizant and do our due diligence to that culture. But so that way we're not only introducing our students the right way to the meal, but they're also getting the right flavors. And one of the things that as we're doing all this research, I'm learning, like, our food is drastically different. Like it's not as sweet. It's a lot more savory. Has a lot more body and texture to it than in some of these other countries. And we do a lot of what we have is kind of laden with sugar. And I'm kind of noticing that, like, so how do I pull back on what we're used to, but still give our kids that authentic feel and taste to their food? So I'm really excited for that.
That's neat.
When does this happen? So I just so happen to,
So you just
just
happen
to be there.
So this happens every year at the high school in the spring.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, we're
Bettina's like, I'm there.
I'm there.
Listen, that is actually how we did meet, was because we just kind of bogarted in each other's. Like, actually, I'm not even gonna lie. We were on a committee. We were the only two on the committee. And I was like, so we're just gonna be friends.
She did.
Because we
Legit.
do.
She just came up and was like, hey, we're going to be friends.
I did. I told her that because they have to.
And she called me at a very vulnerable time. So I was just like, obliged.
She was like, okay, whatever. Yeah. So I was like, yeah. She didn't question it. She was just like, oh, okay. So we just became friends. And I always tell, like, I love to meet people. I absolutely enjoy learning about other cultures and learning how other people grew up, especially because I'm this little black girl from New Mexico, like Albuquerque, New Mexico. And people are always like, oh, I didn't know there were black people in New Mexico. And then I'll be like, well, yeah, I didn't know there were black people in Delaware, but apparently there's a lot of them there too. Like, so I kind of flip it on them. But I love meeting and learning about other people. So it gives me the opportunity to like learn about where you came from, what your background, especially coming from, the Southwest, because, when you grow up in the Southwest and the population is only 2% African American, you just figure every black person is black. And it's not until you like go out, like they said, like the East Coast, you're like, oh my God, you're not African American, you're Haitian, you're Jamaican, you're Dominican. Like you start to learn and really like kind of get a more enriching feel of like what this country really looks like and the different makeup. So I find myself learning about other people through their food and what we eat. And I just think that kind of brings us all together. So I just knew I was going to be a friend because she said she was from Mississippi. And I was like, oh, that's a wrap.
I don't know anybody from Mississippi. So
You just checked out my
Yeah, it's funny because every time I'm at a conference or something, I'll like text Bettina, like, hey, like, what are you up to? What are you doing? She's always with you.
always with me. Yeah.
All the time.
She commandeered me.
Yeah, we eat our way through wherever we're at.
I love that.
I love the localness.
Love that.
I love getting to know. I know that you can learn so much about people through their food. Like, I did my internship in New Orleans, and in New Orleans, every Monday is red beans and rice. And it's not just because Mondays are, Monday, and that you need a bowl of something like good and hearty. It's because Mondays was laundry day. So the women needed something to put on the stove in order to, just sit it there, forget about it while I can tend to the laundry. So that's amazing. Like in Japan, they don't have ovens in their homes. It's just stovetops. So therefore, that's why everything is stir fried or mostly, stovetop cooking.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
See, you learn something new every day.
Blew my mind.
Yes. I know. There's So the same thing in Thailand. It's all about like stovetop cooking. Like in Thailand, there's this big, I want to say it's not street food, but what is it called? Like the vendors on the like
Food trucks?
Yeah, like so they don't have necessarily food trucks, but it may be little stalls on the street. And it was a big deal a few years ago because the government was trying to take that away. To say like, like this is ruining the look of our country, but it's part of their culture.
Yeah.
What I also love about like the Asian cooking and cuisine, you just get up and start eating. It's not like in America or in, the UK where there's like breakfast foods and there are lunch foods and then, dinner food.
Yeah.
You wake up and you eat what you want to do. Yeah. You eat what you want to eat. And so that is what I have embraced that. So, if I want to get up and have some sushi or some pizza or some ramen, I will do that. And I'm just tapping into the world.
So
international over here.
So out of all the cuisines you tasted, is Asian your favorite?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Like the whole continent. Oh, for sure. Indian food. That was my first international trip. So that like always hits home. But Indian food, Korean, Japanese, Thai,
Mm.
Vietnamese.
I know what I'm gonna have for dinner
And
today.
like all of the foods in like Chinese dim sum is like my like new hit favorite.
What's your favorite thing to make?
Oh, it's very opposite. It's funny, but I love lamb chops.
Okay.
I love lamb. I have no idea, but it's so delicious. It's just so delicious. Oh, so I love lamb so much. I have a lamb burger that has been featured in all recipes. And it is a stuffed lamb burger with goat cheese.
Why is that not here?
Oh,
See what had happened was?
Yeah, what happened?
What had happened was I couldn't, make it here and get it here on time. You're right.
Next time.
Next time.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah. It's published
Okay.
in a
You
magazine.
have to give me the link for it, or the.
So you're an author and a TV star.
And a TV star.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sure.
you're a celebrity.
Exactly.
Yeah. So as far as your consulting, what type of consulting are you doing, and how are you helping districts out there?
I am doing a lot of trainings, like culinary trainings, professional development. I love introducing foods to different people and making sure that they know like how to integrate that into their school menus and make it simple and tasty and how we can get it to meet our components that we need. So that's what I'm doing a lot of. And it's really fun because I get to travel the country.
All over the country?
All over the country. Like earlier this week, I was in California and now I'm in DC.
I
So,
love it.
so it's great.
What's coming next for you?
Back to Philly and Virginia. North Dakota is doing a lot of work with the new regulations for reducing added sugars. So I'm helping them with that. So it's keeping me busy, and it's like I say, it's a lot of fun.
So you're working with the state of North Dakota?
Mhm.
Oh, cool. That's neat.
I told her when she goes to Hawaii, I'm her sous chef. Like, she has to bring me with her. Like, she has to write that in her contract. I gotta go with her.
Right. And then I
You
have
need
a
a
food
taste tester.
food photographer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was like, oh yeah.
I was like,
That's
freaking
it.
taste it. Get the photo. I want to eat it.
No, food photography, videography.
Yeah. I actually have a client that's taking me through my team to Hawaii, and this is in December.
So I'm just writing myself in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
In December, Hawaii, okay.
And I got linked up with the state department out there, and I'm going to go visit some schools. I think that should be pretty neat. Like, I know Hawaii is part of the U.S., but they do a lot of things differently out there.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because they can't get, like all the things because they're in Hawaai.
Yeah.
Right.
And then just the culture is different. So
Oh,
food
yeah.
is going to look like different from what we would consider
Yeah.
our staples. Like, I would love to see, like, Alaska. I was looking at some of the things that are approved to serve in Alaska, and I was like, I wouldn't even think to serve salmon, or these are like just common things that they're serving. I think one of them had buffalo or something. I was like, oh, like, this is something my school district would never think to do, or bison, yeah. My school district would never think to do, but they're doing it there because that's so relevant to
Right.
them.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, that is so awesome. Yeah, you got to make sure you take a lot of
photos.
detail.
Oh, I'm just
Yeah.
writing myself in.
Right.
in there. And then we can go to Puerto Rico next.
Oh, yes. Let's go. I like the sausage.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You were talking about arroz con grandules.
Arroz con dules.
Ooh.
Say that one more time.
Arroz con dules.
Oh, yes.
I was from New
You did say that. You did say that.
What is that?
It's rice with beans. Well, it's like
Pigeon peas.
Yeah, pigeon peas.
Okay.
Yeah.
No
Very
pigeons
good.
are harmed in the making.
No, exactly. It's not. It is. So, real talk. I have grown up eating Spanish rice my entire life, and I did not like it. So, the great thing about being from New Mexico is where I had Spanish food and soul food on the table all the time. So, we might have pozole next to collard greens, macaroni and cheese. We would have pulled pork. We would have carnitas. Like, it was just like always. Like, we always tamales. Like, we always had tamales on the table. Like, it was just something you did. And for me, I never thought twice about it until I moved here, and they were like, no, that's like Spanish food. We don't eat that. And I'm like, oh, well, we do. So I was really confused. But long story short, hated Spanish rice growing up. And a friend of mine is Puerto Rican. She was like, "Oh, you got to try this." And I was like, "No, I don't like Spanish rice." She was like, "This isn't Spanish rice." So shout out. I am so sorry for offending you right now. And so I tried it and I was like, "Oh my good Jesus. I know there is a God because this rice is amazing." And I've been hooked ever since.
Ooh, love.
I can't try that.
Yes, it is so good. It's one of my favorite things. But what I'm trying to think, like, what I love, like, all kinds. I think my favorite foods would be Latin food. Like, I love arroz con pollo guisado, which is a soaked, like a stewed chicken with rice, and tamales, pozole. Like, and I'm very picky. Like, if it's not right, I'll tell you, but no, it's not right. Like, you know. I love Indian flatbread, Indian tacos. Like, I love that whole mesh up. Like, that's just how I ate. So, just kind of in me.
Fusion.
It was very, like, everything was. It's like, it was never a question of should we. It was just always on the table. And I grew up eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, and supper. Because if I didn't eat my supper, which was just leftovers from dinner, I couldn't get dessert. So I was like, oh, I got to have dessert. And, I grew up with a grandma who made dessert almost every night for us unless there was leftovers. So I had to eat the supper too. So we just, except for liver and onions. That was where I drew the line.
My mom loved liver and onions.
Mine did too. And
Really? Oh, my God.
That's where I drew the line. I would just sit there and cry and be like, I'm not eating that. Yeah.
So it sounds like, Stacey, we got to get them in the kitchen so they can chop it up in there. Yeah. We can reap the benefits.
Yeah, exactly. She's like,
No,
you got to take pictures. I'll take pictures. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
She takes really good pictures.
I believe it. Well, ladies, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. So, real talk for everybody out there watching. We have some challenges today.
The competition isn't as bad as say in restaurants where you have to worry. It's okay, Marlon. We can just he's like this. We kind of dabbled in it a little at my previous district, but we're going head on this year with it. So.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
It's not recording.
That's okay.
It is not recording.
What's not recording?
This.
Oh, there you go. Now it's recording. Yay!
Oh my god. We have never had so many challenges on a podcast.
We rise
ever.
above.
You worked through them.
Yes.
You worked through them.
Yes.
And it was fun. But seriously, guys, I appreciate you taking the time. You guys are all awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us. Thank you for NxtGen. Like, this is an awesome platform for school nutrition. So
You're amazing. And next time I see you guys, hopefully for something like that, it is in the kitchen. So I think that would be a lot of fun.
Oh my God, that would be so much fun.
Yeah, we're building a studio kitchen right now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll be looking.
So sign me up too.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I'll be signing up for master plans. Like,
So you have it. Hey, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it.
Bye.